Rainforests teeming with life. Samples frozen in liquid nitrogen. 12 scientists from 6 countries. What brings them together? A special animal, the Sabah rhino. Cutting-edge research for conservation. The rainforests of Southeast Asia are home to thousands of species, many of them endemic and highly endangered. The rainforests are an ancient and invaluable habitat, seriously threatened by deforestation. The Tabin Wildlife Reserve is one of the very last green safe havens.
If we want to save the rhino from extinction in Sabah, we need Tabin Wildlife Reserve.
There are less than 50 Sabah rhinos left in the wild, and these last survivors have difficulty finding mating partners. It's obvious that habitat protection alone cannot bring the species back from the brink.
Tabin Wildlife Reserve, where we have been developing the Borneo Rhino Sanctuary, which is a fenced area for breeding rhino.
The Malaysian government created a rhino breeding centre to capture the last Sabah rhinos, breed them and reintroduce their offspring into the wild.
We need to make sure that the 30 will actually multiply in the future.
Tam-Tam is the male. The 2 females are Galugob, the older, and Puntung, the younger. The conservation experts take good care of them, but despite their best efforts, natural breeding attempts have been unsuccessful. When natural breeding is not an option, modern research can offer promising solutions. This is the Leibniz-Institut for Zoo and Wildlife Research in Berlin, Germany. The scientists of the institute work on a wide variety of endangered species. They store invaluable samples from all over the world, apply the very latest technology and develop new methods. They're constantly searching for new ways to collaborate and new opportunities to share their knowledge.
The Leibniz-Institut for Zoo and Wildlife Research provides the scientific foundations for the conservation of threatened biological species.
When choosing which species to work with, the Institute prefers large and long-living mammals. As umbrella species, these animals play a crucial role in the conservation of key habitats and safeguard ecosystems that are important for many threatened species. The methods they develop can be used for both captive and free-ranging wildlife populations. This is the type of knowledge that the Sabah rhino so desperately needs. The Leibniz-Institut for Zoo and Wildlife Research joined forces with the Malaysian government and the Leipzig Zoo. In Leipzig, the conservation of endangered species is a high priority. The Leipzig Zoo supports conservation projects all over the world, and in Southeast Asia, they decided to focus on Sabah rhinos.
The cooperation between a zoo and a research institute raises new possibilities.
The Federal Ministry of Education and Research provide the financial backbone for an international team of scientists to work for the conservation and protection of the Sabah rhino.
If you focus on rhinos, you need a big conservation area like Tabin, which therefore is pretty much big enough for every other species.
Scientists apply state-of-the-art techniques. A high-tech lab we'd set up in the jungle. They deep freeze semen samples collected from Tam-Tam. They also collect skin cells so they can establish cell cultures which will preserve the genetic information of the species. We isolated somatic cells and we froze the samples. Camera traps help locate this elusive animal in the impenetrable forests.
Because we really need a proper figure to know how many animals are still existing.
IZW ecologists try to identify isolated and non-reproductive rhinos, as well as determine how many remain in the wild.
We're now running against time to save this species.
The reproduction biologists at IZW not only figured out how to deep freeze rhino semen for later use, but they also successfully artificially inseminated a white rhino.
We can't sit back and just watch this species become extinct.
The international team of the Sabah Rhino Project have a collective vision.
I think what we've done is very important for this species.
They envision a future when the first wave of captive-born Sabah rhinos are released back into the wild. Sounds like science fiction? Not fiction, just pure science.